November 28, 2022 meeting of the Planning Board. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, members of the Planning Board. The first item on the agenda is an extension of conditional final approval for the subdivision Eleanor Estates in Smithtown. The applicant requests an extension of conditional final approval for the subdivision number 1175, map of Eleanor Estates. The subdivision number 1175, map of Eleanor Estates, received conditional final approval for a 3-lot subdivision on March 9th, 2022. Conditional final approval expired on September 5th, 2022. The applicant submitted a request for an extension on September 1st, 2022. The applicant has indicated they need additional time in order to file the map in the office of the county clerk. The planning department has no objection to the request and recommends an extension period of 180 days. The planning department offers the following resolution for the board's consideration. Whereas the planning board has considered the request of Vincent J. Tremarco to extend the conditional final approval for the subdivision known as number 1175, map of Eleanor Estates. Now therefore be it first resolved that the planning board hereby approves a retroactive 180-day extension of time to the conditional final approval for the subdivision known as number 1175, map of Eleanor Estates, to expire on March 4th, 2023. And we have the affidavit of posting.
Thank you. Mr. Tremarco?
Madam Chairman, members of the board, my name is Vincent Tremarco. I represent the applicant. As Matt said, we submitted the affidavit of posting. We respectfully request the board follow the recommendation of the planning department and extend the map.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Does anyone else want to be heard in this matter? No? Does the board have any questions? In the matter of number 1175, map of Eleanor Estates, I move that we close the hearing.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? The hearing is closed. And in the matter of extension of conditional final approval, number 1175, map of Eleanor Estates, I move that we adopt the resolution as read in accordance with the recommendation of the Planning Department.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? The motion is adopted.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
The next item is a waiver request for the subdivision South Avenue Land Division. The applicant requests a waiver of conditional final approval within the subdivision number 1177, map of South Avenue Land Division. The subdivision number 1177, map of South Avenue Land Division, received conditional final approval for a 2-lot subdivision from the planning board on July 17th, 2019. The map was filed in the Suffolk County Clerk's office on March 26, 2021. Due to the subdivision's location in an area of high groundwater, I just lost my depth to seasonal high water table of less than 10 feet, the engineering department recommended that the planning board adopt a condition prohibiting basements or cellars for the proposed dwelling on Lot 2. The planning board adopted the following condition of approval. H, the proposed dwelling on Lot 2 shall be constructed with either a crawl space or slab on grade. No basement or cellar shall be permitted due to the high groundwater level. Subsequently, a building permit was filed with the building department proposing a basement for the dwelling on Lot 2. Permits were issued in error, and the dwelling on Lot 2 was constructed with a basement. In order to permit the basement, a waiver of condition H is required from the planning board. The following comments are offered for the board's consideration. 1, pursuant to the final build survey dated August 9th, 2022, the basement floor elevation is at 50.4 feet. 2, pursuant to the test hole information from 2014 shown on the filed subdivision map, water was encountered at an elevation 42.4 feet. 3, the engineering department has no objection to the requested amendment as the basement floor was constructed at elevation 50.4, which is approximately 2 feet above the historically high groundwater level in this location. A study was conducted in 1980. However, this is only an estimate of the highest anticipated groundwater level based on our records, and we cannot guarantee this information. The planning department offers the following resolution for the board's consideration. Whereas the planning board has considered the request of Sharon O'Brien for a waiver of conditional final approval for the subdivision number 1177, map of South Avenue Land Division. Now therefore be it first resolved that the planning board hereby waives condition H within the subdivision number 1177, map of South Avenue Land Division.
I can please state your name and address for the record.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening. My name is Sharon O'Brien. My address is 54 Miller Place, Meadow Island Road, Mount Sinai, New York.
Thank you.
I was the agent that did all the permit work and the CO work on the joining lot that was part of the subdivision. We went from permit to CO. I started house number 39, did all the permit work. When I was filing for the certificate of occupancy, that's when it was, they made me aware of the fact we were supposed to construct a house without a basement. I do a lot of work for this client, and if we would have known from the start, we would have not put a basement. But right now, all the mechanical, there is a very nice family residing in the house. It would not be a good situation if the board didn't take under consideration that we did file everything that we were supposed to file. We went through all the departments. We did have a valid building permit. So hopefully the board would give us that consideration. We weren't skirting any issues. We did what we were supposed to be doing. So we would respectfully request that the board would give us the waiver that we're requesting.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to be heard on this matter? Does the board have any questions?
Yeah, I was just wondering if this has any impact on the homeowner's insurance and the liability.
I wouldn't be able to answer a question as
Yeah, I'm
far as...
wondering, will our resolution have any impact? With the, let's say there is a flood, and then they say, well, we didn't know, you allowed this, and now we're taking a loss. Is there any kind of clause that has to go into the homeowner's insurance to reference this resolution?
I wouldn't worry about the homeowner's resolution, but the problem we have is that a permit was granted somewhat, I guess, in error, and we have to resolve that. I mean, I don't see how it's going to impact the insurance aspect of it, but we're going to have to decide whether or not you want to issue the waiver or not. There's nothing really, anything else we can do. Apparently, the permits were filed, and they were filed with the basement in it. It was granted with the basement in it, and it should not have been filed in that manner, and it should have been granted in that manner. But now they have a house that's built with a basement in it, and they're coming to us for redress. I mean, if there's a flood 10 years from now, or 10 minutes from now, or 100 years from now, they're going to come back and say, well, listen, you granted it, but it's a dilemma.
Okay.
But could they require some sort of a drainage system, like a sump pump?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would assume in that event, right now, you're about 8 feet from the high water mark in the basement. I mean, if it came up, I guess it would be prudent for the homeowner. Whatever damages they have, they'd have to mitigate them by a sump pump or whatever. But, we're on the horns of a dilemma, which wasn't created by us.
Right.
We did what we were supposed to do in 2019, took into consideration the water table, and at this point, even with your good guidance, the building was built legally with the basement, and they're coming here for your indulgence, and, it's really whatever you want to vote on it. But the planning department recommended it, and Matt and I talked about it earlier this afternoon. I'm in agreement. I'm in agreement with it, but it's your vote.
If we deny them, they have to take the house down?
If we deny it, I assume it would end up in a lawsuit against the town in one way or another.
The house would have to come down. I mean, they would, if they do it like in Mastic, where the water table is very high, where there were basements built or a 6-foot crawl space, and they just raised the slab. So everything stays the same, it's just the slab is raised. Is this an 8-foot basement?
It's not a simple or
It would cost
cheap
a lot of
task,
money.
yeah.
Right, a sump pump would be the most economical way.
If you need it.
Right.
Okay.
CO issued?
No, we were applying to get the CO.
That's what we're doing here. If we do it, they'll issue the CO.
Right.
And if we deny them, they don't get a CO.
They probably do not, and then I think the town will end up in a lawsuit based on that. I don't know. I mean, I can't speak for them.
But, like I said, I do a lot of work for this. Oh, I'm sorry. I do a lot of work for this contractor, and I know his attorney, and his attorney even called the town to speak to somebody in regards to the situation, and it was advised that we had to do the waiver. There was no condition about that. We had to do the waiver. But it would be a major issue if the board would deny this request. Because, again, there's a family living in the house. All the mechanical is down in the basement. It would be a major problem.
Could they require a sump pump?
There's probably no need for it right now. I mean, there's no leakage. I mean, it's 8 foot below it. We can't require it. I mean, but,
Right, so I'm just saying, but so would there be a suit on either way? Like, if, for example, this was approved and then flooding is.
oh, yeah, and then it floods, and they're gonna sue us. Well, that could happen.
Right,
So
that's,
looking
that
at a
was
suit either way,
what I was
so.
asking, yeah.
Sudden-
But right now, there's
Right.
no water coming up, so I don't know.
Okay.
You know, we can't predict what's
I was
gonna
just wondering
happen.
if this resolution would cause any impact to other things, other requirements. You know, first thing came along was insurance, but yeah,
I know
so,
homes that are along Nissaquag River over behind Uncle Giuseppe's, and they all have French drains and sump pumps installed.
They need it. Yeah.
Right, because you're going by the water table, which fluctuates based off of the river.
What did we do now, so. Does the board have a problem with approving this and passing this motion? We're good?
right, yeah.
Okay, all right. Then we'll move forward. In the matter of number 1177, map of South Avenue Land Division, I move that we close the hearing.
I second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? The hearing is closed. And in the matter of waiver of conditional final approval, number 1177, map of South Avenue Land Division, I move that we adopt the resolution as read in accordance with the recommendation of the Planning Department.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Denied.
You opposed?
Yes.
Okay, we have,
I would rather go with a sump pump.
okay, and so that's 1 deny and 4 in favor, and the motion is adopted, 4 to 1.
Thank you very much. Now I can breathe.
The next item is a special exception for telecommunications application. The subject application was first heard by the planning board at their September 7th, 2022 meeting. A planning advisory report dated September 2nd, 2022 was read into the record. The matter was adjourned to the September 28th, 2022 meeting in order to provide time for the Department of Environment and Waterways to make a SEQR recommendation. The Department of Environment and Waterways recommends a SEQR negative declaration for the application. The Department of Environment and Waterways offers the following resolution for the board's consideration. Whereas the planning board has considered the SEQR recommendation from the Department of Environment and Waterways for special exception petition TC 2022-01 Dish Wireless LLC, now therefore be it first resolved that the planning board hereby issue a SEQR negative declaration. Determination of non-significance in EIS is not necessary in the matter of special exception petition TC 2022-01 Dish Wireless LLC, a tier 2, for the following reasons. A, the proposal does not appear to significantly threaten any unique or highly valuable environmental or cultural resources as identified in or regulated by the Environmental Conservation Law of the State of New York or Smithtown Town Code. B, the proposal does not involve the physical modification of or construction upon lands which suffer from any severe environmental development constraints, no high groundwater, no poor soil properties, and no unmanageable slopes. C, the proposal appears to be consistent with the planned use of the parcel and compatible with neighboring land uses. And D, the proposal appears to be consistent with the location, site design, and safety requirements of Chapter 242 of the Smithtown Town Code. The Planning Department offers the following resolution for the board's consideration. Whereas the Planning Board has considered the special exception petition of Dish Wireless LLC for a personal wireless service facility Now therefore be it first resolved that the planning board hereby approve a special exception petition TC 2022-01 Dish Wireless LLC, a Tier 2, for a personal wireless service facility pursuant to Chapters 242 and 322-30.3 of the Smithtown Town Code, subject to the following condition. 1, no further co-location shall be permitted at the subject site.
Thank you, Matt. Is there anyone representing the applicant, or would you like to, you're good? Okay. Okay. All right, does the board have any questions? In the matter of special exception petition TC 2022-01, Dish Wireless LLC, I move that we close the hearing.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. The hearing is closed. In the matter of recommended secret declaration, special exception petition TC 2022-01, I move that we adopt the secret negative declaration in accordance with the recommendation of the Planning Department.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. The motion is adopted. And in the matter of Tier 2 Personal Wireless Service Facility Special Exception Petition TC 2022-01, I move that we adopt the resolution as read in accordance with the recommendation of the Planning Department.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? The motion is adopted. And I move that we adopt the minutes of the August 17th, 2022 meeting of the Planning Board.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the meeting, the minutes are adopted, and I move to adjourn this meeting.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
The meeting is adjourned.